Hello, welcome, whoever you are, wherever you are, and however you happen to be listening. I am Mike, and this is my Inkdependence live show on Friday afternoon. It is Friday, so it is time to get the weekend going. How are y'all doing? I assume I'm live. Yep, my assumption is proved right. All right. Let me get some windows taken care of here. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Rick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Something weird is going on with my window here. Give me just a sec to figure out what the hell is going on. Very weird. All right. There we go. I am single screen today because my desktop decided that it needed to download an update and shut itself off, so it's time to shut back on. Hey, Ag24. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right. It is Friday, my dudes. That's the sound of Friday. This is a Mystery Brewing Co. 6 Impossible Things Oatmeal Stout. It is delicious and chocolatey and coffee-y. I've actually been drinking the coffee beans when they to remove them from the beer brewing. They send them off to a coffee roaster, and they turn those into beans you can grind up for coffee. It's kind of mediocre, unfortunately. It didn't have as much character as I was hoping it would. So it would catch some of the delicious beery notes, but look at that. Just a stout. Really no head on this guy. Just a beer. Relaxed and ready for the weekend. I am certainly ready for the weekend. I've been running all day and all yesterday. I didn't get home from school yesterday. Work is the same for me until like 10 o'clock. I brought in a speaker, which is very cool. I had Dr. Robert Taylor in from UC Davis to give a talk on political philosophy. It was great. Hardly any students showed up because students are slackers, I guess, but it was great. Hey, Sarge Lee 71, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Pepsi Max is that dark? Yeah, well, this is, you can't see through it. You shouldn't be able to see through a stout, and you can't see through this one. Hey, Amjad. Hey, Jesse. Welcome, welcome. I actually just got home like 30 minutes ago. The way I usually do it is I'll have speakers come in for a talk on Thursday night for the students, and then a talk focused on faculty stuff on Friday afternoons, or Friday noons-ish. So I did that, ran some errands, and got home. I had to get some food for the little dog. Audrey is actually on her way home from work, so she'll be joining me in a little while, at least very briefly. She's going to bring me home some things to show y'all. Don't drink beer, so that's the hard stuff to have more caffeine than Mountain Dew. Pepsi Max has more hard caffeine than Mountain Dew? Yikes. Yeah, some new things. She's bringing me home a couple of things to show off. One Franklin-Christoph thing, and then one is another thing that she got from the Arkansas Pen Show. Audrey was at the Arkansas Pen Show last week, as y'all will remember. Maybe y'all even met her there. I know she said a bunch of people came up and asked if I was around, and sorry, I wasn't. I was here in North Carolina while she was out there having fun in Little Rock. But she got several things that are worth showing off, and so I've got a couple of them here, but she has one that was with her. So I'm glad she's coming home a little early today. That's the gig. If she goes on a weekend pen trip, she gets to leave work early one day. So today was that day. 55 milligrams. That seems like a lot of caffeine. But I don't really know. What is this? What are you trying to do, computer? This computer's crazy, man. It's trying to open like a bunch of different things. Anyway. Yeah, I don't really pay attention to how much caffeine's and stuff. I don't really know. Rick, you saw my FC Flex Sig video. Great, thanks. Looking for a pen like the size of a Twisby Diamond and Sailor 1911 standard is a bit small. Any suggestions? Yeah, what's your price range there, Rick? I bet we can all help you out. Cup of coffee's closer to 100? Oh, well, I drink a lot of coffee, so. Let's see, the Diamond is this one, and the 1911 is a little small, huh? 1911 is a little bit smaller than the Diamond, just a skosh. So, yeah, let me know what kind of price range you're looking for there. Maybe we can hook you up with something It'll be in the right $200 to $300. Okay, yeah, that's a huge price range. There's a lot of stuff in there. Only because you noticed the other day. Oh yeah, yep. I think it's gotta matter what the coffee is, right? Hey, Melanie, welcome. So let me see what I've got for Franklin-Christoph stuff since you were interested in that nib. If you were interested in that nib, I have several things around here somewhere. Oh, here we go. I've actually got another set of Franklin-Christoph Flex nibs I need to show off because I've got the extra fine version. I actually like the extra fine the best. Just the regular stock extra fine Flex is the best. So if you're looking for something in the size range of the TWSBI Diamond 580, I guess is the next one. Probably the 02 and the 20 are right in that size range. It's hard to get my fingers out of the way, but those are all in the same sort of size range, and those will all take that number 6 nib. It gets you the Flex nib. What else? Here's a Model 3, which is almost exactly the same size as the 580. The Panther is a little bit shorter, but not much. It's in the same size range as well. Yeah, I don't know if you got FCO3 is the same size. Yep, same size as the Diamond 580. That is true. Yo, David Knapp a letter. Well, send David Knapp a letter, man. Drink endless espressos. I mean, espressos. I mean, endless espressos is a lot of espressos. 66 or a pocket 66. Yeah, I actually don't have either of those here. My Pocket 66 actually lives in my pen well at work. It sits on my desk. It's great, but it's going to be shorter. It's going to be closer to this range than this size, really. So, yeah, Jesse, I know I owe so many people letters, so many. I have a file folder over here just full of letters that probably won't get answered until honestly like summer. So. That's the pace at which I'm getting stuff done these days. What do you think of the much improved Chinese fountain pens? I haven't bought a Chinese fountain pen in a long time because I'm really not a fan of pen companies that rip off other pen companies, and a lot of those Chinese pens are just knockoffs, and so I don't want to contribute, frankly, to their success. But look, if that's your price range, then go for it. I mean, I hear there are some good ones. I only had bad luck. So, I don't know. I had like Wing Sungs and Heroes and Bowers, and none of them are worth a damn in my book. Every one that I have is junk. I don't like any of them. So, yeah, it's not my jam. The person to ask about those Chinese pens would be probably Chris Rapp. You can find him on YouTube. He's got all kinds of good stuff about those sort of Chinese pens. He's really cornered the market on those, I guess. I don't owe you a letter? All right, well, I won't send you one then, Fire Dog. Scientific realism or anti-realism? I don't even know what that means. I am not a philosopher of science. I know almost nothing about that entire field of philosophy. That is, it's like asking a chemist what they think of botany. I don't know. Opinions on the brand Opus 88 and their eyedropper pens. I've actually only had those in my hand one time. I got to use WTF Tony's at Baltimore? No, Philly. And I liked them pretty well. I think the big clear one is pretty comfortable to hold. I think the smaller ones with the bands on them look pretty nice too. I think they're pretty cool. I really haven't used them much, but I think they're pretty cool. What do you think about the new field notes? I think it looks cool. I saw some really pretty pictures of it on Instagram actually just now. I don't know about the paper, obviously. I saw one person say that it worked pretty well with their fine and medium fountain pens, so that's cool. And also those coasts have like a nice foil in them, so they look really pretty when you get them in the light. I think that's pretty cool. So, could be good. But I don't really buy field notes because the paper is so, it's so random. I wish they'd just pick a good paper and stick with it, but they don't. So I kind of don't buy field notes. I'll leave those to other people to get. I've got a whole mess of pocket notebooks, honestly, and so it would have to be pretty special for me to get some. Got some new Wing Sung 3008, a TWSBI body with a Lamy nib. Wanted to say something cheap for questionable inks. They've written great. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that that works for you there, Michelle. Yeah, I've never had any good luck with those. Hey, Mike, have you ever had an FC eyedropper burping when the ink is low? Any eyedropper will burp when the ink is low. That's kind of the that's what happens with eyedroppers. Yeah, I do. Franklin-Christophs are the only pens that I will eyedropper though, because for some reason the acrylic doesn't seem to, especially antique glass. That Coke bottle acrylic just doesn't seem to transfer heat, I think, and so those have been really great. But I don't really eyedropper pens much because of that burping issue. If they get around like a third full, or I guess 2/3 empty is the way to look at it, the air pressure differential is much easier to switch, and so they kind of do burp when you get them low. Just an air pressure issue with those kind of pens. Yep. FC pens never gave you an issue with burping. Yeah, like I've never had a real problem with my antique glass one, but the rest of them I have. I've had a lot of problems with those. Like I used to eyedropper a Kaweco Sport that burped all the time. I've got a lot of pens that I tried eyedroppering. I just kind of gave up, so I don't really do it. You've written a 66 empty without burping. Wow, nice. Yeah, the 66 and the Pocket 66 do seem to have thicker walls. I think it varies with the acrylic well, but I don't know. Initial assessment field notes displayed paper is not good. It depends on the field notes, like on the particular notebook. Some of them are apparently fantastic with fountain pens and others aren't. Also, a lot of people, I think their market is not necessarily fountain pen users, and maybe they just don't expect people to use a fountain pen on a pocket notebook. Or maybe they just want to give people a bunch of options. I don't know. It's, you know, I don't know what their decision is based on. Maybe they just get bored with one kind of paper and they want to try a bunch. I don't know, but either way, it means that I'm not buying them blind. And I don't go through pocket notebooks that quickly, honestly. Like, I'm never exactly sure what to do with a pocket notebook. I like the small Rhodia pads because they've got perfed pages and I can just rip them out. But I don't know. The one I carry right now is a Franklin-Christoph pocket notebook. It's like a prototype, so it's really just like a leather cover with one of their notebooks in it, a little small 3.5-inch notebooks, and it's good. But it's going to take me a while to go through it, so, you know. Let's see. Try it with Model 31 next time. Report back. Yeah, cool. Do that. I haven't tried eyedropping a 31. I've got a 31 here that's... this is the Mass Drop edition with the ice. And I've never eyedroppered it, actually. I might do that sometime. I don't have any ink in it right now. I've got like 55 pens inked at the moment, so I'm trying to write a few of them dry before I ink up more. Let's see. Purchase the FC Vagabond notebook, and the paper for the inserts is great for fountain pens. You know what? I actually wanted to talk about the Vagabond today because I was using it for the last 2 days. I've been going to a bunch of philosophy talks recently. And I have like 4 notebooks in here sometimes, but I sort of pared it down to 2 at the moment. So it's fairly thin, but it also fits better in my my messenger bag. In fact, since I've only got 2 in there, in like one pocket of my messenger bag, I can comfortably put both my Jamun Techo and my my Vagabond in there. I really like this wax canvas. It's really nice, although my little cat hairs are getting stuck to it. And the thing I started doing actually is writing this direction. I don't know why I started doing it. I think because I don't know, I had it on the desk open in front of me. I'm like, I could just write wide notes. And I'm really liking it this way. But yeah, this first page is all done. Let me turn on some lights here just for funsies. There we go. This first page is actually all done with a flex nib. This is an extra fine Franklin-Christoph flex. And I don't remember what ink I have in there, but you can't see through it, and that puts in a lot of ink. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this Vagabond. I was a little dubious about the size, because this is a weird form factor, I think. But, put a Bach TI... Yeah, that's fine. Nobody will care. I was a little dubious about this form factor, but this is actually a perfect form factor for taking to philosophy talks and perhaps even classes and all that kind of stuff. Pocket notebooks, like so this is my story supply. A little bitty story supply, and I actually use this for like plant notes, and when I go on trips I've got a notebook for that and that kind of stuff. But It's too small, really, to take for writing notes on a paper or a talk I'm hearing. So the Vagabond is like twice as big, and it's gives me the real estate that I need. So while I love this little story supply guy, and I don't remember the name of this story supply product, actually. Somebody help me out with the name of these little leather covers, but it's a really nice leather cover. This thing is dope. But yeah, I'm actually getting a lot of mileage out of this Vagabond recently. So if you haven't tried the Vagabond, I'd say give it a shot. These refills are great. I think it's the bamboo paper they're using in here, and it's really good. Really good. So glad I got to bring in my Vagabond to talk about, because I was gonna. Let's say when you have, yeah, cool. I actually really like that brown. I think it looks a little bit better than the gray. I forget what they call the gray, smoke or something. They call it brown umber. But yeah, I really like it. It's good. I mean, the gray's cool too, but you know. Yeah, put whatever nib you like in there, man. Nobody cares. That's fine. And it's not as if Franklin-Christoph offers a titanium nib, so it's not like they're going to be jealous. Let's see. Yeah, it does. Those titanium nibs are super wet. When you get them adjusted right, they're great. Yeah, thanks, Melanie. I like that orientation too. I think it works pretty well. It does mean that you have to organize things maybe a little differently, but I was testing it out the last couple of days as I showed, and I kind of like the lengthways orientation. I think it's pretty good. Yeah. Yep. It also makes me feel like if I'm not going to use a whole long page of notes, it's pretty good for you know, long things or columns, or yesterday I had like flowcharts going on. I was like moving ideas around. It was pretty good. Ag24 asks, is Tomoe River worth buying? It's very expensive, especially on this island. GBO, Great Britain. Rhodium and Clairefontaine is cheap in comparison. Rhodium and Clairefontaine are cheap in comparison everywhere to Tomoe River. Is it worth it? That's going to depend on who you ask. I would say get like a small notebook and try it out. Get like a, I don't know, get like an ink journal or something, or whatever your local equivalent might be, because these are fairly inexpensive. And probably it'd be fairly inexpensive even to ship from the US with just like a small one. But the paper is really good. It's like, it's not one I would choose for everyday writing. I mean, I've got it in loose leaf here. And in loose leaf, it's kind of a pain in the ass because it crinkles pretty easily. It's very, very thin, like Bible paper thin. I hear a Scraggles. That means Audrey must have gotten home. Scraggles is at daycare, and Audrey's going to pick her up. But yeah, Tomoe River's pretty good. It shows off sheen and all that kind of stuff. More snow next week? I don't think so. We might get some. They're like threatening snow tomorrow and Sunday, but I don't think it's going to happen. The highs are in the 40s, so if it snows, it's not going to stick around. I'm not too worried about it. And you've got a broad titanium. I didn't even know they made a broad titanium. I thought they only had like fines or something. But cool. Yeah. Is that an Audrey I hear? Maybe. Yep, maybe. Scraggles, you gonna come see me? Scraggles. Hi, Scraggles. Come on, jump up. Come on. Where are you going? She just looked at me, bowed, and ran away. I don't know. It's a crazy dog. That is a crazy dog. So how y'all doing? Medium titanium and ink, and now my broad is in the P66, or in the 66. Yeah, it's a good way to get rid of some ink if you want to. Yeah, if you're doing the empty ink bottle challenge, then the titanium nib in a 66 is a solid choice, for sure. I'm gonna bring up my YouTube over here on this side so I can monitor them things. This is how long it took my computer to come up. It took like 20 minutes. At least to, you know, get fully arranged. It's super slow. Super slow. These updates always take forever. Alright, good. Alright, pizza night, indeed. We're probably not going to have pizza for a little while. I think Audrey's probably going to take a nap. We'll see how it goes. But I actually had lunch today, so I'm not starving. I will make it. Let's see. Fine titanium nib writes like a broad. Yup. Sure enough. Oh, hey, there's an Audrey. Scraggles, come here. Jump up. Scraggles! What are you doing, you silly dog? Come here. Scraggles. We're both trying to convince this dog. Come on. There you go. What are you doing, you silly goose? This is Scraggles. Oh, no. She is full of energy right now. This is doggy daycare day. Oh, look at all this stuff. All right. Things. Hi. A nice scarf you got there. Yeah. So, oh, people are saying hi, Audrey. Hi. What's a Col-O-Dex? I don't know. Do you want to see the Col-O-Dex, or do you want to see a couple of fancy pens first? What are y'all into? More hi, Audreys. There she is.
You're going the wrong way.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
It's a loud cat meowing.
Yeah, that's what she does. Those birds have wrecked that suet block out there. I only put it out there like a week ago. And it's down to this much.
Yep.
Pens, let's be fancy. All right, let's look at a pen there too first. This is actually one that Audrey got. And then I promise we'll have Col-O-Dex stuff. I have those. Audrey got this. Goodness. What are you doing? She got this in Arkansas at the Little Rock Pen Show, and this is a Faggionato. Every once in a while, Fred will drop into the stream. So, hey, Fred, if you want to show up, that would be cool. If I can get it out of the box. There we go. This box needs to be a little bit bigger for this pen.
I don't like the box.
This is a tiny little box, and the pillow and this stuff doesn't come out, so you have to be careful taking this pen out. But this is the pen. You remember what this model is called? I don't remember this model is called either.
I do know it's celluloid.
Yeah.
Acrylic.
Yeah, this is a celluloid. This is a very cool pen. Let's see if I can catch some of the depth or something in here.
It's so hard.
You can a little bit on video.
In person
Yeah.
pictures.
It's way better looking in person than in pictures because it's like it's got these little, if you look at this end, it's got these little flakes. But as you can see, like up here on this one, these flakes are in layers. So you get like layers of flakes in this clear celluloid. And then it's got a nice gold clip on there with the classic Faggionato swept clip, which I think is really pretty. I reviewed one of these on the channel, I don't know, like, when was that? It was a while ago, maybe over the summer, I guess it must have been. Oh no, it must have been September because I think it was right before Dallas when I had to give that one back. That one was a black one with like a bright orange celluloid section. And Fred Faggionato has been experimenting with different kinds of materials and all kinds of stuff. Fred.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Fred Faggionato. I only know that because he's actually shown up here a few times.
Oh.
Yep. Yep, cameo appearance by Audrey. And we get Audrey in there. Yeah, you are very popular with the pets right now. So there's Mr. Nose up there. There is a fat cat over here wommixing. They like to sit here and watch birds. I have a suet block out there.
And sunbeams.
And sunbeams, of course. But I have a suet block out there that they like to watch birds at. Is it Italian? It's actually French. Yeah, he's a Frenchman. And it comes with this very nice gold nib. Well, this is a gold-colored nib, I believe. I think you said it was Bach? Yeah. Yeah, it's Bach, I guess. And it's only got this little square with a dot in it, which is kind of interesting. Is it even marked for size? It's not even marked.
No. It's a medium, though.
Huh. I wish Bach would mark their darn nibs. I do like the little square with a dot in it. I think that's a nice little bit of... it's a very simple-looking nib, but it looks good. It doesn't distract from the kind of wild pen color. Anyway, you can find these at Papier Plume. They're about $200. And they're about the same size as a Model 3 from Franklin-Christoph, if you're into those kind of pens, except it's bigger. So, like that. Just a touch longer, but the section is actually quite a bit thicker because it doesn't have this taper. And it feels longer because it's longer. Let's go this way. It feels longer because it's longer uncapped. So where this one is actually pretty thin, this section is real thick. So if you like a longer, thicker pen, this is a pretty good one. I really like this. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have at Chicago. Hopefully I can go to Chicago and see what they've got going on, because I really like their pens a lot. So that's Audrey's fanciest new pen.
You can see show them what ink's in it, too.
I don't know what ink is in it.
Colorverse.
Oh, it's yeah, that's right. It's that Colorverse ink. Let's go ahead and mix topics here because somebody was asking about the Col-O-Dex. So Col-O-Dex is the new product from Anna at Well Appointed Desk, and they look like this. They say the animals are adorable. That's true. There's a cat perching on Audrey.
So is this, can people see me? Which one is it? Is that one or that one?
What are you talking about?
So you're up there on that one, and then there's this one. So you can see me on this one, you can't see me on that one.
You're right there.
Oh, well, mostly knows, but good. They look a little different.
Yeah, well, that one's behind.
Oh.
That's the official broadcast one.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, this is live. Anyway, so this is the Col-O-Dex, which is just the same paper as they have in the Col-O rings. Do I have a Col-O ring here? This is actually an empty Col-O ring. I've gone through a few of these, actually. They're done at Skylab Letterpress, which is her husband Bob's letterpress and paper joint. And these have the cutouts in them, so they'll go on an old-timey Rolodex of pretty much any kind, I think. I've had one in my Amazon cart for a little bit. I actually need to go ahead and hit send because then I can put these on things. And actually, Anna was saying the coloring cards, which are this size, will fit in the, like they give you like business card sleeves, basically, for
Plastic sleeves,
yeah, the plastic sleeves for the Rolodex. And then you can just put them in there, and so you can add them to your Col-O-Dex if you want. So this is actually the ink that is in that Faggionato pen. This is Colorverse Alpha Centauri. Did I keep that, or did I give you the little bottle back?
I do not have a bottle.
Where the heck is it? Huh. Anyway, it's around here somewheres. I don't really know where it is, but it'll show up. It's probably back behind all my recording apparatus. Your cat is perching on you the same way. You are not alone in being a cat
Aww.
perch. Well, now he's lounging a bit. That's Mr. Nose is quite the lounger.
He is.
Let's see. Sandra says hi, Audrey. Don't come. Jesse says if I don't come to Chicago, then you and Jess can have fun together, Audrey. Yeah. It is a nice looking green. This comes in a little bottle, and is this one of those unreleased Colorverse inks?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an unreleased one that they've been giving away little bottles of at pen shows. Some vendors have them to give away with ink purchases and that kind of stuff. It's just a little bottle, actually. I can't put hands on it. I don't know where the heck it's gone, but it's around here somewhere. But this is actually a really nice green. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but it's real pretty. So there's that. And then this is another one that I did. I've been trying to figure out how to make these look okay. So this one has not enough ink on it. It's just like this little splotch, and it's all white space. So I guess I'll just write some stuff over here in this dead space. And then this one, I put way more ink on the page. And this is Sailor Shikiori Yonaga. And I'm really kind of a fan of this ink. I've only got this in one pen right now because I've only got a sample of it, and it's mostly all in my TWSBI Eco. But look at that cool like green sheen you get on this dark blue when you put enough ink down. It's a real pretty blue, and it feels great. So unfortunately, it's one of those Shikiori inks, and I don't think they're going to have it in a larger size, or at least they don't yet. So that means it's going to be pricier than the rest.
You can have notes on the side, like what's most similar to and add to it.
Oof, maybe. Yeah, put some kind of notes over there anyway. Yeah. So I've got a couple of those that Audrey got for me. And then also some limited edition separators for like colors and indexers and all that sort of thing. So I've got like a bright green and like a, what'd you call that color?
Turquoise.
Turquoise. Yep. And then these are more standard ones in sort of a, kind of like a brown bag color, really.
Like craft paper. Craft
paper. There we go. Craft paper. Let's just take some of these out, just look at them. Yeah. So this is like this is a bigger and much thicker craft papery sort of thing. So yeah, and these are all die cut in-house, I guess, at Skylab Letterpress, which is neat. So this is a cool new thing. If you are a person who already has a hugely extensive coloring system, like, I don't know, Denise or some of the other folks out there, or maybe me, then it might be a little difficult to switch over. I found at Anna's suggestion a Rolodex at Amazon. It's like 18 bucks, and it's one of those like circular ones. And it actually comes with a whole bunch of the plastic sleeves, which is really nice. But to buy those plastic sleeves separately, it looks like they're going to cost like $6 for 40 of them or something, which isn't great, but you know, that's what you do sometimes. Right, with the pen that you inked up that would fill the space. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll probably do that, Michelle. Use it for like a tester. I usually do it on the back of coloring cards, like what do I do with it? Like this. So I'll have the regular card on the front, and then I'll have, when I use a different nib or something, I'll put it on the back and give it a little squiggle. But I can probably do that on the side with these, so, or just put a much huger swatch on the front. I don't know. So we'll see. Have I ever had my nib tuned by Madashaw or Bender? I have not, because I've never actually gotten to meet John Madashaw. Did you meet Madashaw in LA? I think he only does LA. I don't think he does San Francisco, so I've never had a chance to meet him, actually. So no. And have I ever had one done by Bender? I don't think I ever have, actually. I'm pretty sure I haven't, as a matter of fact. He used to come to the Raleigh show, and I'd see him, but I don't think I ever got any nib work done at Raleigh. I think maybe Deb Kinney did one for me, but I don't think I ever had a Bender do one.
And Zorn fixed pens for you.
And Ron Zorn is fixed pens, but he's not a nib grinder, so. Yep. You like Huger? Yeah, I like Huger as well. It's a good word, I think. So yeah, so that's what have I talked about here? I've talked about Faggionato. Got that guy going. We talked about some Vagabond stuff. We talked about some Col-O-Dex. And I really like those Col-O-Dex and color rings. They are a definite improvement over the Moorman word cards, which I actually still have a bunch of somewhere. I have, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 rings of those guys, but you know, what are you going to do? I'll turn this off. Got too much light going on now. The sun is in an inconvenient place. Here's a thing that I actually literally just picked up today on my when I was out running errands, and it was this big rack of Post-it Extremes. I haven't used this yet. I haven't even opened it yet, but I wanted to see how these work on with fountain pens. These are it's actually really rough. I don't know if this is even going to work with a fountain pen. They're weirdly rough and also weirdly flexible. Yeah, weird. These are supposed to work in all kinds of conditions, including being on bare wood or bricks or hot or cold or in the rain on metal or whatever. So, and actually on the back it says not recommended for use on paper or delicate surfaces. So I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what these will do. Let me see if they see if a pen even works on it. I'll use this one. So testing. This feels like it actually might be the same kind of paper they have in like Write in the Rain and stuff like that. It did write on it pretty well, honestly. So it kind of worked. You get, well, I don't know. That ink is beating up. Oh wow, look at that. You can see through this paper. This is weird stuff. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see if it. We'll see if this ever dries. Otherwise, this may be like ballpoint only stuff. But these are like, this is like $5 for 3 Post-it pads. So not bad. And if you use the Cartwheel app, you can get like 10% off, which is not much, but it's not nothing. So I got some of those. Anyway, Post-it Extreme is a thing. That is not drying even a little bit. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. My favorite Iroshizuku? I don't know. I don't really use Iroshizuku inks much. I don't really have a favorite. The last one I remember using was, I think, Tsukushi, which was like a horsetail brown or something like that. But I haven't used them in a long time, so I can't really speak authoritatively on Iroshizuku, really. Yep.
Everyone likes Yamabudo.
Yeah, everybody likes Yamabudo. There's another one that's like a blue. Konpeki everybody likes. There's one I think that's like a weird yellowy green, but I can't remember what the name of that one is. But I don't know, I just haven't really used them much. Now, it's not Mormon word cards, it's Maramen. They're Mnemosyne. Post-it Extreme. Naturally, you should try them on paper. I want to see what happens. I do too. I've got all kinds of plans. I want to stick some to like brick walls and siding and like spray them with a hose. I'm going to have fun with these Post-it Extremes. So expect a Chiku Rin as an ugly green. Oh, I thought Chiku Rin was like a bright, like springy grass green, but I don't know. This is still not dry, by the way. So I'm going to expect a fun video coming from Post-it Note Extreme Notes. We'll see what they think about that, but I think it'll be fun to spray water on them and hoses and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's Chikuren. I want to say it starts with a Y or something, but I don't really know. There's Audrey. Now she's in the frame. Yeah. Momoji Red. I've never used that one, so I don't know. How much money do you feel comfortable spending on a pen? I can't break $200. I get it. $200 I think is pretty good. Like, I don't feel too bad spending $200 on a pen. Audrey was like, I think I might want to get this Faggionato pen. I'm like, you should get that pen. At $200, I think it's a great price for those. I think it's fine. And like most of the Franklin-Christoph stuff comes in around like 165, 175. That seems okay to me. But over 200, I have to actually I have to really think about it. I don't have terribly many pens over 200. I got a few, but not terribly many. Orange, yellow, Ishizuku, Yuyaki. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, good job there, Unwan. Yeah, puts ink down in halos some. That sounds good. So like under $100, I don't. Yeah, I'll get one like this Lamy Ion, which has developed a little bit of a rattle depending on where you put the cap. But I don't feel too bad about spending, I don't know, $70 on a pen, $50 on a pen. I've gotten to the point where I'm desensitized to that. But if a pen's like $400, I'm like, you know, it's out of my comfort zone. I have to really put some thought into it. Yellow oranges. Oh, Konpeki looks like a diamond Mediterranean blue. Yeah, I think that's what I remember. Yeah. Yeah, the cap rattle on the Ion is really weird. Cap spinning. Any way to fix that? No, I don't think there is any way to fix that because I think that there's whatever it is. I don't know if you can actually see in the cap on this camera. There's like a little lip right around up in this area where it must clip onto this lip on the top of the I guess bottom of the section, and I think that must rotate, so it must not be screwed into place or something inside the cap, and so I don't think you can stop the spinning. That's just a thing it does. But also, I mean, most of your like this will spin, just not super easily, but most of your slip cap ones will spin a little bit. The Franklin-Christoph 20 doesn't, but most other ones do.
It has an O-ring versus friction.
Yeah, O-ring versus friction. What's we got here? So yeah, no, if there was a way to fix that, I would tell you. But actually this cap rattle is weird because it only happens in particular places. So like there, you can probably hear it. If I twist it just a little bit over the side, it doesn't rattle anymore.
Is it the converter hitting the side?
No, it's definitely the cap. It's for sure the cap. The converter doesn't move. Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. It's friggin' weird, but under 400 for you so far. Under 400 mostly for me, with like 3 exceptions maybe. I've got a couple of Omos. I've got a Kanalea. I think that's it in the like 400 range. I don't have anything else. I haven't gone for like Nikayas or any of that stuff yet. You have a spinning cap on your Diplomat Arrow, really bad. Yeah, so here's the thing that I'll make a video of in the near future, but they actually have made big changes to the cap of the arrow. Oh, look at that scraggly dog. So, where is my older arrow? I think I was carrying it the other day. I'm not sure where it's gone. Yeah, I wasn't really prepared to talk about this, but they've made big changes to the cap, so the cap will spin on the arrow a little bit, but not unless you actually spin it with your hands. And now the new cap has a nice click to it, and it's got sort of a, I don't know, it's got a very different feeling to the old cap. So they haven't switched out all of them yet, but if you buy one of these from a dealer, you might ask about the new cap or something like that. Hillary and Larry at Points of Distinction said they would tell me when all of them had been switched out, and then I will make a video saying, hey, go get an arrow now because the cap is way better. Also, and here's a nice thing, now it posts, and it posts securely. The actual interior of the cap is very different. So Diplomat made some design changes. The old gray ones were matte finished, and so the cap would kind of grip on better, but it wouldn't grip on to the orange ones. They traded me out one. But yeah, that is something that can be fixed, but I guess it takes some major changes. Brian, your Ion won't rattle? Nice. Good. Sent yours out to Diplomat for repair. Oh, nice. Put a thin ring of paper inside the cap. No kidding. On the Ion? How about that? A thin ring of paper inside the cap. Doesn't it just come out all the time? Huh. Interesting. I don't know how I would do that. Yeah, give me more details there, Johnny. I want some more details on that action. Yes. I only have one over 400 bucks and two in that range, including the Pirate Custom 823. Yeah, I almost pulled the trigger on an 823 a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't. The price seemed a skosh high. It was a clear one. I don't really know that much about 823s, but I don't know. I begged off again. One of these days I'll get it. You got a Diplomat just today, Troy. Cool. A vintage German, so different company. I think it's probably the same company. Well, it is owned by a different holding company now. That's true. Yeah. There's a ledge inside the Ion cap that keeps a piece of paper in place. Like, how are you doing this paper thing? Are you just like rolling it up into a cylinder and putting it in? I don't know. I'll have to do some experimentation, but yeah, that's a good idea. Interesting that it would hold on to it. Do it. The 823 is awesome. Hey, Franz, welcome. Welcome. Hey, Kimberly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks fine. I just don't know exactly what's so great about an 823, and I've actually never used one, which is probably part of my hesitation, because I don't have the feeling of what's so great about it. But presumably there is something great about it, because I keep hearing that it's awesome. No, this is inked up and everything. Let's see. Wrap a piece of paper around your section and gently slide it in like a ship in a bottle. But then doesn't it just come out or get inky or something? All right, I'm going to try it out. I need a little piece of paper now. What's a little piece of paper? This ought to have a little. This will be a little piece of paper. All right. I have deployed the mighty scissors. I'll use a little piece of paper.
I'm going to take a nap.
You're going to take a nap?
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Audrey's been fighting a cold the last couple of days, so she needs to take a nap. Never any scraps. A tiny piece of industrial post-it. Oh, man. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to wrap this piece of paper around the section. I'm going to cram it into the pen. No, this is too long. This is either a terrible craft project. 823 is reasonably priced in the US. The prices here are outrageous. I think they're really much more reasonably priced in Japan. Here they're kind of expensive. This piece of paper, I can't cap it. So, maybe I need a much tinier piece of paper. Alexander Kramer, welcome. You did make it. Matt, welcome. Grocery shopping calls. Enjoy your grocery shopping there, Melody or Melanie. Hey, that worked. You can see the little piece of paper in there, but it's not coming out, and it's not... Hey, good job. Who was this that did the little piece of paper thing? Johnny. Johnny Rector. I'm writing your name down, Johnny. You should call Lammy and tell them how to fix that. And then call Organic Studio and ask them how to make it so that Walden Pond will actually flow in a friggin' fountain pen.
You could have asked them in Baltimore.
I know. I was feeling too nice.
But that sheen, though.
Yeah, I know. R-E-C-T-O-R. Johnny Rector. Cool. Welp, nice. Good job there, Johnny. Do you mind if I make a video about that one of these days and put that up here on the channel? Because I think a lot of people would find that very helpful. A lot of people, I think. Let's see. Yes, woot indeed. I also thought Alex said you're still alive. In Japan, it's all much better priced. That's true. Too concentrated, needs to be diluted, but that takes work. I know, right? All right, Johnny, I will spread the word, man. I greatly appreciate that tip. That made this pen a lot better. Look at that. Nothing. All right, good. I mean, it won't write now, but that's a whole separate problem. And not related to the paper. That's related to Walden Pond. Thoughts on the new Nouveau Premier? I haven't gotten any of the Goulet Nouveau Premiers, the Edison pens, because I don't really care for that shape much, and I don't really care for purple, so this one is not calling to me. There was one like a year or two ago that I was into, but yeah, it's not really my jam. But for purple lovers and people who like long conical shaped pens, great. Purple's very hot right now. People are real into purple, so. The grip section is way too small for you, huh? That's too bad. Yeah, I just like the pointy ends too. That's probably why I don't actually have an Edison. I have no Edison pens because I haven't found one that I had to have. Oh, added a twist or so of distilled water to Eco with Walden and to cut the sheen maybe half, and now it's great. Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Yeah, maybe I'll try that after I actually review the ink. Or maybe I've got it in a couple of pens, so I'll be like, this is what happens when it's undiluted. It just doesn't work. I actually keep a tiny inkwell right here. And that's Walden Pond diluted in here, because I just like dip the nib in there, and then it starts writing again, but it's kind of dumb that I have to dip the nibs. All right, here is the next pen. This is the last fancy new pen. And Audrey actually just brought me home one of these with actually several different caps, because this is the new Franklin-Christoph pen, which I haven't had a chance to show on the channel yet because I didn't have one. They debuted this in Baltimore. Oh, interesting. This is the Franklin-Christoph 451. Which is basically a big version of the 45. It uses the same cap, and then everything is kind of the same until you get to the back of the barrel where they added a clip, and you can put a converter. You can put a converter in here, right?
There's one in there.
Yeah, you can totally put a converter in here. You can't eyedropper it though, right?
If it's clipped, you can't.
Yeah, with a clip you can't. Oh, you make unclipped ones?
I don't know if I can say, but I think we're going to.
Oh, there may be an unclipped version in the future. Right now, though, you can see there's a, I don't know if you can see, actually. There, you can see there's a seam right here where the clip goes on. Does this unscrew? I don't want to torque it too much. But yeah, same cap configuration and everything as the 45. It also takes a number 5 nib. Currently, all the bodies on these 451s are black, but there are a whole bunch of different cap colors. Actually, let's put this like wild cap on here. Look at that. Now it's a party. Yeah. But you can get these in all kinds of colors. We have here sort of a pinkish red. This is the cherry color, I think. Yeah? She's nodding. That means it's true. Then there's a blue one. This is the Maya blue.
I think they're just calling it blue.
Oh, regular old blue?
I don't know.
There you go. And you can kind of, with these translucent caps, you can sort of see the nib through there, which is kind of nice. We'll do that one last. This is like a, I don't know, purpley ice finish, it looks like. Is there
lavender?
Lavender.
I thought, I mean...
Do they call it ice? Because it looks icy inside.
No.
No?
I don't know.
All right.
I'm trying to remember what it says on our paperwork. I don't...
All right. There's a little lavender cap. And then if you want just a black on black cap. Yeah. So pretty cool. Also, this is a tip down carry pen. I'm going to stick this in my pocket for a couple of days and just carry it tip down to see if ink falls out of the nib. Doesn't seem to happen with a 25. Is it the 25 that's the other one? Yeah, with the 25 is another tip down, the Eclipse. So maybe it won't happen with this one either, but that is, I think, the only real worry about this pen is if the ink comes out the bottom. But yeah, this is the 451. So you can find that on not Anderson pens, goodness, on Franklin-Christoph. It says IPO on the barrel for this initial product offering. And usually the price is lowest when you have the new pens. So if you want to get one or so, get one, I would say go for it. Let's see. Yay, the 451. You like that one there, Fire Dog? Is it an adjustable plastic pen sleeve you just closed? If so, where'd you get it? Yeah, sort of. So these, I don't know where you get these. I've seen them.
There's a name for them. I'm trying to remember what they're called.
Yeah,
there's a certain name for those, and you can find them online.
Yeah, I've got a few. I know Mark Backus uses these to ship things. I know Ron Zorn uses them to ship things. There's also a cylindrical one that you can twist and it'll go shorter or longer. I can't ever remember the name of this.
R or something.
I believe you. There's the company that sells the the bumpity things for making pen boxes and stuff. Also usually sells these at shows. I know they had them at Philly. I can't remember what the name of this thing is. But yeah, these are real good for shipping pens because they're pretty stiff and they protect it from all the angles if you want to put it in an envelope or whatever. So yeah, it's really cool.
If you're too short, you can just put some tissue or something in the end.
Yeah, you can always pack some tissue or something in the end if it's a really small pen, like a 45 or something like that. But yeah, really good. I've never seen y'all use these before though. So
we do repairs a lot.
Oh, for repairs. Let's see. The clip is upside down. The clip is not upside down because it's tipped down carry. So, yeah, that's a weird thing about this pen, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to carry it around in my pocket for a couple of days, and I'll let you know. If there's ink all in the cap, I'll let you know. But usually Scott doesn't make junk, even if it's a little crazy looking. So
he carries around in his pocket all the time.
Yeah, I was actually talking to him about that in Baltimore because I was like, that seems weird to have the nib pointing down. That's why the vanishing point is the way it is. He's like, well, yeah, so this is the one I've been carrying around for like 2 months, and he says it hasn't leaked into the cap yet. So we'll see how it goes, but I'll let you know. 451 is perfect for your hand, too. Got the blue acrylic cap. Oh, good job, Fran. So just like this. That's the one I just put on here for carrying around because I think that looks pretty nice. Related to Wild and Pond, I discovered something similar when cleaning Emerald de Chivor. I filled an empty converter with water, and it still wrote like a dark turquoise color, even with some glitter. Huh. Interesting. You like the lavender? Of course you like the lavender. That makes sense, Michelle. So I think the clip is upside down and worry about being tipped down. Yeah, I mean, I understand, but look, I'll test it out. I'll be the guinea pig, and I'll be able to see if there's... That's why I'm going to use one of these caps and not the black one, because I don't want any surprises. Like, I uncap it and ink just pours out. So I'm going to use this one to see how it goes. But I think it'll be fine.
Oh, they're 115.
Oh, they're 115? Oh, they're the same as the 45, right?
45 is 105.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so 115 for this. It's pretty good. It's a good price. Good price. It's a number 5 nib, so if you have a bunch of number 5 nibs sitting around, you can put them in this 451. Let's see. Oh, I haven't actually didn't open the pen. It should open the same way as a 45, right? There we go.
And I tuned it, so if there's anything wrong with it, keep in mind me.
Oh, Audrey tuned it, so I don't know. Actually, I already tested it, and it writes great. She got me a broad nib with inked with Sweet Maroon, because she knows that's my favorite ink right now. So, yeah.
Well, that's why I put the cherry cap on, because you had the red ink. So.
Oh. Goodness.
I know. I need to go take pills. It's that time.
Yep, Audrey needs some Dayquil.
Yeah.
If I have a bunch...
NyQuil, you know, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Nap time.
Well, if you take NyQuil, I might eat pizza without you. Let's see. If I have a bunch of cartridges for really nice and hard to get ink, would you keep the cartridge as is until you're ready to syringe it into a pen? I would say no. I would say put that in a bottle. If you have a bunch of cartridges for a hard to find ink and you intend to just use the ink, I would say get it like an empty black cart or an empty cartridge of some kind, clean it out real good, and then I would say bottle, I mean. Clean that bottle out real well and then just syringe it into the bottle because those cartridges do evaporate. Yeah, so if you don't use them for a long time, they will dry out.
But then you can always add.
Yeah, I mean, if you add a little bit of water, it'll work. But
then you have to figure out the ratio and that whole thing.
Yeah, you have to figure out ratios and stuff. It's a big pain in the ass. So I'd say get them out of there immediately if that's what you're planning to do. So we've gotten new pens. Yeah, I don't know where you find these either. I mean, I don't know. I'd say Google around, but I don't know what to call them. So plastic adjustable ink hoobies or pen hoobies. I don't know. All the animals left with Audrey. Let's see. I'd like to try 451, but they're sold out. Yeah, Audrey said there was a run on them yesterday, but I mean, she brought this one home, so they must have 1 or 2 left. So they should be making more, I would imagine.
Yeah, they're making more.
Yeah, she says they're making more. I'd like to try an Eclipse 25. I'd also like to try an Eclipse 25. It's one that I keep having my eye on. And they have like a ghost one right now, which I think looks pretty dope. So one of these days I might bite the bullet and get one of those. Bought a couple of those square adjustable pen containers from the Writing Equipment Society of the Cambridge Pen Show in England. Well, if you're in the UK, check out the Writing Equipment Society. That sounds cool. What percentage of Fridays do I have pizza on? I mean, not 100%, because every once in a while we're like driving somewhere or something. But, I mean, damn close. What would you say the percentage of Pizza Fridays would be?
What do you mean?
Like, how many Fridays do we have pizza on as a ratio?
I mean, not every Friday at shows and stuff. We often don't have Pizza Fridays. So.
Yeah, for the show. So like what, like 97, 98%?
Oh, there's 52 weeks in a year. I go to 11 or 12 shows, so...
Yeah, but sometimes I do have pizza on Fridays at shows.
Rose Light.
Is what?
Is that...
The name of this? Is what?
They have the other kind, too.
Oh, Rose Light packaging. Well, there you go. That's it. Rose Light packaging, adjustable length tubes. These are the round ones that kind of screw and unscrew for length changes, but there you go. Rose Light adjustable length tubes. That's roselightpackaging.us. Yeah, nice. How much are these things?
You have to get like 100 of them or something, but
yeah.
I can't remember. Less than a buck, I think.
Anyway, less than $1 a piece, but you have to buy a bunch of them. So if you have a local pen club or something, I would say go splitsies. Yeah. Or maybe I'll buy some and take them to shows and sell off that way. Yeah. So yeah, a large percentage of Fridays have pizza on them. Ink will evaporate in a cartridge. Yep, that's true. Hey, Feta, welcome. GoPens.com for pen shipping tubes. Nice. GoPens will also sell those. You bought vintage pens like Watermans and such that have cartridges and olds. Yeah, I definitely have a couple of packs of like old Schaefer cartridges that are just completely empty, except for, I mean, you can see a little bit of black dust in there. But yeah, if you add a little bit of water to them, bada bing, bada boom, you got ink again. But I don't know.
What's the width and length of that thing?
The width and length? You want inches or millimeters?
This says inches actually, which I don't approve. Metric is where it's at.
These are 0.93 inches square, and then the length of each piece is about 4.5 inches. About 5 inches altogether with one squished in. So 1 by 5-ish.
This one says 0.87 inch diameter and adjustable length 4 to 7 inches. Is that one you think?
I think this goes more than 7 inches.
7.8, so 8 inches. This is probably not exciting. We should not be doing this.
Oh, that's about 8 inches. Yeah, all right. So it's probably these. Yeah.
That one's 68 cents a piece.
Look, man, if they want excitement, they'll be watching. They'll watch what? 68 a piece?
68 cents.
Yeah, so 68 cents a piece for a 100 pack. So you got to buy 100 of them. So what? $68?
That's math right there. Yeah.
That's math from a humanities guy. Even I mathed. Y'all saw it. So yeah, $68. Not bad. So yeah, maybe I'll like buy 100 of them and bring them to shows or something, or pen club, because they are.
For $1 and then.
Yeah, sell them for $1. Yeah, well that'll cover my shipping and shit.
Because I remember looking.
Shh, that'll cover my shipping.
Yes.
So, let's see. Yep, Sandra, GoPens is a good place too. What else? Mike has proofy math. Yes, there is proof. That is proof. Can you get a hello for your friend I Swallow Com? Oh, get out of here. Ah, you got me. You got me. Goodness. Yep. Maths are evil? No, not true. Maths aren't evil. Maths are necessary and very useful. But there is a common misconception that philosophers can't math. So, you know. Of course, two of my good friends who are philosophers also have degrees in science. So, maths can happen. What's my opinion on the culture of critique? I'm not sure what that means. Is that a book, or is it just like a culture where we critique stuff? Let's see. Oh, all the hobbies. Are you in here somewhere? All the hobbies? Being a good sport. Yeah, it happens. Look, I like a good joke. I mean, I've made my share of crank calls back in the day. Thought the same as philosophers can't bake bread. We can bake bread sometimes. I've baked bread. Audrey has seen it. Go get you some Dayquil. Dang. Dang. Audrey's sitting back there dying in the background. Want to hear more about crank calls? Oh, you know, like when you're a kid before. So here's the thing. I grew up in a time, which some of y'all won't remember, before caller ID was a thing. Star 69 wasn't really a thing, but it was starting to be a thing. You got that way before caller ID. And so you get the classic, hi, is your refrigerator running? They'd say yes. And you say, you better go catch it. You got the... I don't know, anything I saw in The Simpsons, like when they call up Moe's bar and they're like, I need Amanda kiss and hug, that kind of thing.
Oh, but Howard Stern still has some really good funny phone calls.
Yeah, Howard Stern still
get away with funny phone calls somehow.
Well, you can if you're Howard Stern. But Mike Roch.
Tradios. Oh, yeah. The Tradio calls.
The Tradio calls no, we're not going to talk about those. Those are funny. Several people are hoping you feel better soon.
Oh, thanks. I'm going to try and sleep it off.
Yep. Yeah, I was looking for all the hobbies. Oh, is that you, Kimberly? I don't actually know people's real names. Kimberly. Oh. Well, Kimberly's there, Audrey.
Oh. So hello.
Yeah. Amanda Hug and Kiss. Yeah. Favorite president? I don't have a favorite. On the website or the Unwan? I missed the comment, I guess. Oh, which FC pen is the most likely to be in stock? There were many sold out last you visited. It all depends on what they've been making. It is a small company, so probably smaller than people realize, I think. And so, you know, they can't have a whole mess of everything all the time. But, you know, just keep looking back. They'll have them in stock at some point. And often they'll tweet out the restocks. So if you follow the Franklin-Christoph Twitters or Instagrams even, they'll be like, we have a bunch of this in stock or something like that. Prince Albert in a can. Prince Albert in a can is actually, that's actually before my time. I'm not even 100% sure. Isn't that like tuna or some weird thing?
No, it's
shaving cream.
Tobacco, I thought.
Oh, anyway.
Tobacco.
Yeah, it's chaw. That's right.
Chaw. That's
chaw.
Chaw.
Chaw is so gross. Physics was called natural philosophy. Yes, that's true. In fact, all sciences were originally natural philosophy. Philosophy is the originator of all of the sciences. So, yes. Also math, I believe. But, you know. Never was brave enough to make crank calls. So the thing is, like, I always felt bad making crank calls, but I did have a friend, actually this guy named Adam Moritz, who I used to know as when I was a little kid. I'm not sure whatever happened to that guy. He moved away, and I missed him. Like never heard from him again. But we'd make crank calls like on sleepovers and that kind of thing. Yeah, better let him out. Yeah, poor Prince Albert. He's in that can. Maybe he's running with the refrigerator. Yeah, pipe tobacco. Yeah. Oh, is it pipe tobacco? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, not okay.
Yeah, we don't tobacco.
It was tobacco. We were close, at least.
Well, look, I thought it was, what did I think it was? Tuna fish? I'm not that close. I was just making wild guesses.
It's a can.
Things that come in cans, quick! What's the criteria to distinguish philosophy from science? I don't know. I think there's a very, like, slidey scale on that sort of stuff there, Glaucon. As far as what it is, I think it might be some, like, method of systemization or, I don't know, something like that. I don't really know. That's like one of those things like what counts as a sport. And I think it's one of those things you can get philosophers and scientists going round and round about for a long time. Like what the delineation is. I don't know. So I think that question goes in the same realm as like, is curling a sport? Or ice dancing a sport? I don't know. Or I don't have time to talk about it today, but I just don't know. There is an entire realm of like philosophy of science, and probably a philosopher of science could tell you more. I don't know. Audrey, what's the difference between science and philosophy?
I mean,
She's a science, so.
philosophy started first. That's why everything is a.
Yeah, but what differentiates them now? Like, why is chemistry not in a philosophy department?
Well, the way I think of it is philosophy's thinking, everything else is doing.
Oh, I don't know, because y'all got to think too. Like,
well, you do.
I think that's the difference between science and engineering. So science is like the hard sciences are asking the questions and trying to figure out how shit works.
Yeah.
And then engineering is applying those concepts in interesting ways.
Yeah.
And I think if you like take it a step back, I think that would be the differentiator between philosophy and science. So like finding the new field and like the cohesion of the new field is like the philosophical pursuit, and then like doing the science is a scientific pursuit, and then applying the science is like the engineering pursuit. But I don't know. That's the rough and ready version. So I don't know. Model 2 seems to be available. Yeah, I bet the Model 2 is available. Those are usually pretty available, and there are some really cool Model 2s out there. I was just using my favorite one yesterday.
Do you have a 2?
Yeah, I've got a 2. Right there.
Oh, that's right.
My crazy, like, bone gray one, or ash or something. But this one sat on a table for, I've shown it a couple of times, I think. It sat on a table for like 2 whole shows before I decided to snap it up. But yeah, this is what I was using in my my Vagabond yesterday. But yeah, the Model 2 is great. Great model. I'm a big fan. Although I think I only have the one Model 2, now that I think about it.
I have one too.
Yeah, Audrey's got one. Audrey's got a few. Has Audrey got her rickshaw bags yet? No, they were only shipped last night. So I looked up the shipping and they are en route, but it didn't give me an ETA. I don't know what that's about. Maybe just some mobile site nonsense. But is NASCAR a sport? I don't know, man. It's called political science. Yeah. Philosophy is essential for being a good scientist. Well, I mean, you don't have to know about the philosophy to be a good scientist, but it doesn't hurt for sure.
But the basis of philosophy and
yeah, I mean, you got to apply some concepts for sure. It's definitely a consideration. Hello, JJ. Welcome. Philosophy has to do with questions that can't be answered with data alone. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm okay with that, I suppose, for now. Science is mostly limited to 2 branches of philosophy, metaphysics. Oh, metaphysics and so are you saying metaphysics and epistemology count as science? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought about that, but I don't know. Daleks make it all moot. They'll exterminate us all. The Daleks will win eventually, I think, unless the Doctor shows up. NASCAR is a sport in North Carolina. I mean, NASCAR is very popular in North Carolina, but I don't know if that makes it a sport.
Carolina Speedway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to go to IKEA.
No, it's not, but drag racing is. In Bowling Green, Ohio, where Audrey and I actually met, they have the National Tractor Pull Competition.
Full pull!
Yeah, like that. You could hear that all over the entire town. I lived on the absolute farthest end of town from the actual tractor pull, and I could still hear that inside my house. They would have school buses with jet engines. It was friggin' awesome is what it was. I really enjoyed the National Tractor Pull Competition.
And going to the bars and hanging out with people coming for the net. It was actually fun.
Yeah, it was rad. Like, people brought couches and shit with them to the fairgrounds to, like, sit in the dirt in their couch with a cooler of beer next to them and just...
Busch Light or something.
Probably some horrible beer, and then watch tractor pulls. Look, I like tractor pulls. I am not ashamed. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was fun. Let's see. I'll keep this up. I'll have to go trade in my cup of cookies and cream for whiskey. That's never a bad idea. Well, sometimes it is. Cookies and cream whiskey sounds gross. Speaking of gross-ass drinks that no one should ever have, tell me if you ever had this thing. I was talking with a student actually in class the other day, and it turns out we both grew up in like South Texas area. And he said, "Oh, so you had Borden milk?" And I said, "Yeah, we had Borden milk." Did you have Borden milk?
I've heard of it. They had like cheese and stuff where we were not milk.
Borden cheese?
Yeah, they have cheese.
Oh, how about that? Anyway,
gross cheese that you don't like, but it's cheese.
All right, fair enough. Oh, like cheese product? Yeah, cheese with a Z. Yeah. So he was like, "Do you remember root beer milk?" I was like, "No." That face is kind of the face I made, except harder. Because that is so gross sounding. Root beer milk. I have to imagine it's like a root beer float, but just milk and not ice cream. But he says it wasn't carbonated. It was just bubbly like milk is bubbly, and I'm not sure why milk should be bubbly.
No.
I mean, I guess if you shake it up or something, it could be bubbly, but
Not,
it shouldn't be like sitting in a bottle bubbling. That's not what milk does. So yeah, root beer milk. That'll haunt your dreams. Yeah, or nightmares. I don't know, has anybody had some of this horrible stuff? Let's see. What city am I broadcasting for? I don't know. A black cow? What's a black cow? I don't know what you're talking about. Way more fun than a horse pull? Oh, a horse pull. That does sound like it might be kind of a slower version and less loud. Tips for a student starting college? I mean, there are lots of tips for students starting college.
You've been in so many years of college.
Yeah, I never really stopped, I guess. I'm still in college. So tips for students starting college. 1 is learn to take notes.
Yes.
2 is do the reading at least once, maybe more than once. And it doesn't matter what it is. I know this is also advice that students going into college will ignore. Hopefully you won't. But I didn't do that as much when I was a regular college student, and I definitely would have benefited from my college experience more if I had. Here's the other thing about college, and that is realize that college is not for teaching you things. College is for teaching you how to be a learner. So go into it with that mentality and learn how to learn as hard as you can, and that'll be the best bang for your buck in college. Don't expect professors to teach you stuff. That's not really what they're there for. So there you go.
Go to class.
Yeah, go to class. Don't skip class even when you really want to, because, that's
you're paying for it.
Right? You don't buy movie tickets and then not show up in the movies, right? That would be absurd. So think of it as like a $20,000 a year movie. Like, go to the flipping class. It's
your job. Think of it as your job.
Yeah.
That's what you do, and it's not a 40-hour week. It's as much as you need to, and that could be 20, 10. Or 80, depending on your week.
Oh, that's true. So, there you go. There's some quick and dirty, look.
We sound so, about it.
And it's because we dealt with students all the time. Yeah. A black cow is a root beer float? Oh, weird. I've never heard of that. Or Dr. Pepper and milk? That sounds real gross. That's not good.
Well, you don't know.
Well, the thing is, when you put carbonated stuff into milk, it's real gross. That's why I don't like floats. I think they're gross. But especially not a float, just milk with Dr. Pepper sounds gross.
Like floats, and I mix it.
Root beer with half and half is so yummy. I don't know.
I like
root beer and milk isn't bad. It's the cheap folks version. Oof, gross.
I'm thinking about it, it's not as gross as I initially thought it'd be.
I'm still thinking it's real gross.
But listen, you have cream in your coffee, which is water. It's just you're adding bubbles to water. It's the same,
I don't put cream in my coffee.
Well, you have.
It's true. I don't think it's gross. But it's not root beer, though. Root beer.
Think of the Dr. Pepper or Coke.
Yeah.
Root beer has a very distinct flavor. But in terms of the others, I can sort of see it more.
Give you a 7-Eleven Slurpee? I'm with you, Sandra. 7-Eleven Slurpee for life. 7-Eleven Mountain Dew Slurpee for life. Or that white cherry Coke. That's also delicious. A friend of yours in high school would mix Coke and milk and call it a brown cow. That's weird. A black cow is root beer with half and half in it. It tastes like a float, but it's less sugary. Man, y'all drink some weird shit. Here in Costa Rica, a black cow is Coke with a ball of vanilla ice cream. Okay, well, that's a Coke float here. College, you get out what you put in. Hopefully. Drink coffee and cream. Yeah, fair enough. A lot of people do. I just like my coffee black. It's just my preference. Also, I'm a little lactose intolerant, so, Audrey prefers me not to have... Oh, man, Scraggle's really attacking you back there. Get her! Oh, man. Oh, your arm. That's the thing with dogs. If they're play biting you and you yelp like a hurt puppy, they will usually stop and look ashamed and be surprised. Floats are really gross. I don't know. It's not my jam. I understand that other people like them, but I don't like it. Although I don't.
Put your beard in your mouth.
Although I don't love ice cream, so maybe that's part of it. Dr. Pepper Slurpee. I don't think I've ever had a Dr. Pepper Slurpee, but I like the concept. Slushies from the Quickie Mart. Is that a real thing? The Quickie Mart? We didn't have those.
It's
Sounds like you're against carbonated drinks with milk. I am against carbonated drinks with milk. That is true.
Strong stance.
That is a strong stance. That and boo soup. I am taking stances. Can't do all the sugar in a Slurpee, and the diet ones have a odd flavor. Yeah, I can't do any diet stuff because I'm like a little bit allergic to like artificial sweeteners. At least most of them. They give me a blinding migraine. Yeah, sucralose is kind of okay. It just tastes a little weird, but everything else gives me a blinding migraine. Try a cement mixer. I'm aware. In the words of Dennis Leary, I drink coffee-flavored coffee. Damn right. Dennis Leary spoke the truth. And pull up your pants. Let's see. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well, Stephanie. You can try an affogato, vanilla ice cream with a shot of espresso on top. Yeah, okay. I'd be into that. That sounds good. Let's have a video. Did you click on? Sorry, Hot Cup 11. You're in trouble there. We've been talking about gross stuff. Milk and Coke. It is gross. Cheerio. All right, you taking off? Nice to see you. Or maybe hello? I'm not sure what cheerio means. Artificial sweeteners do the same to you, Jesse. All right, good. I'm glad I'm not alone. Aspartame is a mix of amino acids go through the blood-brain barrier and cause headaches for some. Yep, does that for me for sure. Aspartame damn near immediately. It's crazy how fast I will get a blinding migraine. Espresso float sounds pretty good. I agree, but that just sounds like extreme milk and coffee, basically. What's going on back here?
Nothing.
Uh-huh. I can't get out of the way enough. This is a dog playing. I'm amazed she's still conscious. Anyway, that's what's been going on behind me this whole time, so.
There's a cat cat.
Gin gives me the migraine. Yeah, I don't like gin either. It's like drinking a pine tree. It's not my jam.
I said Jim. I was like, dang.
Jim, yeah. Jim gives me a migraine. Nope, gin. Love that your computer changes your spelling. Yeah, that's good. Found a recipe yesterday for Jack and Coke popsicle. That sounds cool, but you have to freeze it really hard, I would think, right? That would really, unless you just don't put much Jack in there, but.
That's no fun.
Yeah. Make you the most popular mom on the block in the summer. I mean, maybe popular with like moms. All right, so this is the testing I did with fountain pen. Let's see if it still smears. Oh, actually, huh? I was actually expecting it to smear more. It looks wet. It's still shiny, but it's fine. All right, let's. This is some pretty serious sticky stuff, actually. Let's see what happens if I put it on some paper. I need a piece of paper. Yeah, that's a piece of paper. All right. I have stuck it on a legal pad. And you can actually see the lines through it. Look how thin this stuff is. That's weird. I wasn't really expecting that. I wonder if it's not made of paper. I don't know. What do you think about that stuff? Does it feel like right in the rain to you? Because it feels like it to me. Like it's got a texture to it.
Yeah. It's not quite like that. That's smoother than this.
Yeah.
The Right in the Rain. But
yeah,
it
right.
has a similar...
Like it feels plasticky almost. Yeah. It's kind of weird stuff. All right. I'm going to tell you to take it off this piece of paper it's been sitting on. I mean, that was less dramatic than I was hoping. I was hoping for just straight up tear the paper apart. I'll put it on there for longer. I'll really press it on there. Well. Well, I got some smearing.
Somebody has sweaty hands.
So I might have a little bit of sweaty hands. Or maybe it just dried on the top layer and I broke through the top layer. Because that's a lot of ink moving. And it's not shiny anymore.
The blood-brain barrier.
I broke the blood-brain barrier of my Post-it note. All right, let's let it sit there for a second and see if it will tear apart or not. Probably a good thing you're not a mom. Yep. Yeah, I would think it would be hard to freeze. Let's see. Any thoughts on the Studio Neat Mark 1? So I've got thoughts on the Studio Neat Mark 1. Here are some thoughts. One is that I wish it had a clip. 2 is that it looks really cool. And 3 is that I backed it. So I will eventually be getting a Studio Neat Mark 1. I'm planning right now to get the white and copper or white and brass or whatever it is because it looks pretty dope. I don't remember what number I am in backers, but it's like 1450 something, I think. 1453 or something of that nature. So yeah, I like it. Yeah, it is a special Post-it. Oh, look how fancy I am now. Yes. Yeah, these are special Post-its, actually. These are Post-it Extremes. And see, it's got a picture there of it raining on it on metal. It says on the back that you should stick it to a dry surface before it gets rained on. I don't think it'll stick to a wet surface, but like I said earlier, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make like some kind of crazy video and see what I can do with these guys. Put them on a wall, spray them with a hose. I don't know, whatever else. See if they burn.
Okay, I'm gonna take some Dayquil.
Okay.
Sleep. Bye, everybody.
Audrey says bye. She's leaving. How sticky the paper remains after peeling a Post-it? Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna let it sit there for a little bit, but I also really like these. These are Post-its super sticky edge to edge. So actually, the only part of this that doesn't have glue on it is just this very bottom bit, and every other part of this, the whole thing is sticky. These are pretty great. Of course, I poured coffee on this one, so it's got a little bit of paper warpage, but it's pretty good. Everybody says bye. She just yelled bye from the other room. So yeah, they are a little bit fancy. Well, but I don't need that pen. Oh, yeah, I get it. I wasn't gonna back it because I was like, $50 seems a little high for this. But I was convinced at the end of the day. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. So we'll see how it goes. All right, let's see if this. There's the paper ripping I was looking for. Ripped a hole straight through the paper. So yeah, after a couple of minutes, this does bond to that paper pretty hard. The rest of the paper where it was sticking is not sticky. This is still sticky though after being on paper for a bit. Yeah, still pretty. This is pretty hardcore sticky. But yeah, don't stick this to paper if you don't want it to stick to that paper because that is pretty legit. Let's see if it burns. Y'all don't tell anybody, but I'm gonna start a fire. Yeah, burns. It does burn still. It smells like plastic though. I definitely didn't light anything on fire. Smells like plastic, right? No?
Not smelling it.
Oh, here, smell this. I don't think they're really paper. I think it's got to be some weird amalgamation.
Yeah, it's a mix of, obviously. It's a mix.
It did straight up rip a hole in the paper though when I tore it off.
Oh, it did. Oh, good.
Yeah, no, this stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so Post-it Note Extreme. Extreme. Have it favorited on Kickstarter. Yeah, it's worth watching for sure. They're super funded, so it's definitely gonna fund. But yeah, it is really sticky. But it was a trip as a kid. You know, that was a little bit of a trip as a kid. That's what my mom tells me anyway. I'm not in trouble. I'm not in trouble. Fortunately, I'm married to a scientist, so she understands that sometimes you got to do stuff for science, and sometimes that includes fire. Sometimes you have to burn it for science. Now I'm gonna get someone posting a warning: the channel is not safe for kids. Do unsafe supervisor. Welp. All right. Did you hear fire? Yeah, you did, Fire Dog, but it's cool. I put it out. I took a risk and I dipped it in the Walden Pond water. But it went out, so it's fine. Everything's fine. Love extreme channels. Yeah. I don't know if my channel counts as extreme because I lit a Post-it note on fire. That's like the very lowest end of extreme. I don't even know if that could possibly count. Let me write with this 451 right quick. Yeah. I hear people say things like they don't like these number 5 nibs, but I quite like them. I've never had a problem with a number 5 nib. Like a little bit of a rattle. It's kind of weird. Oh, my clip is loose. Now, I need to screw the clip down a little bit better. Oh, and this top does come off, by the way. And then inside here is a tiny little set screw type guy, and that's what you tighten down. But I've got a little bit of clip rattle, so I'll tighten that up later. It's not worth doing on camera. But I use Walden Pond now. The environmentalist will chime in. Yeah, good. Yeah. I mean, Walden Pond is a beautiful ink, and I really like writing with it, but it is a giant pain in the ass to actually try to use. Any hoozle. What pens have I used for testing the Walden Pond for review? So I've got it in that Lamy Ion, which doesn't rattle anymore, which is awesome. Thanks again. What else have I got it in? I've got it in 2 or 3 things at least. I've got, this is one of them. This might be nitrogen. This is a music nib. What else have I got Walden Pond in here? I think I've got it in a music nib. No, platinum's in a music nib. What else have I got Walden Pond in? Looking here, my currently inked book right here. Frankly Blue. I don't know. Oh, I have been using Hemingway, which is a very nice ink. It's got a fair amount of sheen, not as much as Walden Pond, and it does seem to start up a lot better. So maybe look at Hemingway, but doesn't look like I have Walden Pond in here. Right? To my other book. Usually I keep these both going at the same time, but sometimes I forget to write some stuff down in one and the other one. So let's see. Apparently I never wrote down what the other pen was. Well, shit. I don't know. Let's put it in a music nib of some kind, I guess. See how it goes. But yeah, so far, only on this one, I suppose. This is a broad Lamy. I know I've got it in something else, but I can't think what the other thing is. Something big, some kind of broad, I think, for sure. But I'll put it in a music nib just for funsies. Nitrogen is a pain to clean out. Well, here's the problem with nitrogen for me. This is why people bag on Sailor converters. Look at that. See all that blue on there? That is Organic Studio nitrogen that has seeped out past the seal in the converter piston, and it is all in the barrel here. Most of this converter full of ink is in the barrel. So this is going to be a mess. I'm going to have to do a lot of cleaning. So I hope it's not terrible to clean out, but we'll see. And it works okay in this this music nib, and I think it works pretty well. Let's see. Let's give it a shot. I've got it in this this music nib over here. And I haven't actually written with this pen in a few days, so this will be a test of nitrogen and the Platinum 3776. Yeah, so even actually, whoa, that is way overexposed. There we go. Even in the Platinum 3776, I still get a little bit of hesitation here at the end, and I get a bit of a hard start up here. It's not exactly flowing super well, but this Platinum is keeping it going. Oh, there we go. Of course, I was just waving her pen around for about 15 seconds, and it kind of stopped up for a sec, but it's going again. Yeah, this is definitely nitrogen. But you get a very cool sheen off of this one. I really like nitrogen. I just wish it flowed a little bit better. So it's another one I'm going to add a little bit of water to and see how it goes. But yeah, sorry, I don't know what other pen I have it in. Not safe for kids counts as extreme. Well, extreme for North Canadians? Well, now I know who that is. You just outed yourself, sir. Let's see. Did you test your Scribes inks? What Scribes inks? What do you mean? Tell me more, JJ. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Nitrogen pen to clean out. Walden Pond isn't bad to clean out in eco, but nitrogen is hard to clean off your hands. Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely is. And I found that out because it wouldn't, let's see, is it off now? Yeah, pretty much. Well, actually that on my finger, which you can't really see on camera, which trust me, it's there. There is a little bit of nitrogen still stuck in a crack in my finger. During the summer, I have like bad looking fingers because I'm out digging in the dirt in the garden, but I've got a little bit of nitrogen stuck in here because I was checking to see if that pen had ink in it, and it got ink all over my hands. And it was there for days, despite my washing my hands all the time. Days. So that's pretty good. Yeah, at least for sticking around. I don't know. I don't know. Scribes ink reformulated the waterproof fountain pen inks, and I have re-released them. I thought perhaps you'd send you a sample. Scribes inks. I don't know Scribes inks, actually. Let me Google up Scribes inks. Is it Scribble Workshop? Is that what you're thinking of? Or is it something else? Oh, Scribes inks. Huh. I am not aware of Scribes inks, actually. Let's see if there's a picture of a bottle or something. $3 a bottle? Well, shit. But no, I don't have any. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know. But it could be cool. I'll put them on my list of things to look at. Are they any good? Have you tried them, JJ? Not Sarah. Yep, nope, not Sarah. Nope. Oh, I said sir, not Sarah. Yep. Where's my list? Where do I have that in? Oh, I have it in my Touch-O. But yeah, I mean, I have a backlog of inks I need to try out, but I'll put this Scribes Inks folks on here. Oh, Voice Inks on Rakuten is actually still on here. I haven't got those on here. Oh, Sailor Shikiori, I've got those. Colorverse, I've gotten some of those. So Scribes. Cool, I'll check those out. I got to make a Traveler's Notebook cover, and my fingers are all stained because I didn't wear gloves to dye the leather. Well, that'll do it, Matt. That'll do it. Yeah. It's probably going to be stained for a while if you're using dye for leather, because really fingers are pretty much made of leather. Thoughts on the Pilot Vanishing Point? Love them. I've got 2 or 3, 4 of them around. Really like the Pilot Vanishing Point. Big fan. Although if you're going to think about buying a Vanishing Point, I would say try one first, because some people don't like the place where the clip is. But it doesn't bother me. It actually, I find it really comfortable. So yeah, give them a shot, but I really like them. They're great. For whatever reason, they don't dry out, which is pretty impressive. The first release ones you got in the San Francisco Pen Show a while ago, they had massive bleed through even on Tomoe River. Holy shit. I was curious if formulation would fix the issue. Oof. Rotovarium would remove leather dye instantly. Huh. Well, there you go. That's how you get rid of it there. Get some of that. Chris Sains, a very nice lady, recently made a video about Scribes inks with a submerged sheet of paper and all. Chris Sains. I am not familiar with Chris Sains. I will make a note to check out Chris Sains. Is that on YouTube? I will check that out. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. I really like writing with this guy. It's pretty nice. Very, very comfortable writer. Of course, I really love the 45, so a longer 45 is really right up my alley. And in fact, I'm going to tighten up that clip right now, because I happen to have tiny screwdrivers here. Or get a vintage VP. Yeah, those are real cool, those vintage VPs. I like them. That's better. Yeah, the vintage one, I almost got a vintage one actually in Baltimore. But fortunately, I didn't get it, and a couple of my friends did get them, so that's cool. Robo Jim, and I forget who the other one was, Posting Life or Chewbacca, one of the two I think got the other one. So I'm glad those went to good homes. I almost bought it. It was like a blacked out old VP with the facets, and they're really cool. Yeah, the clips on those were smaller, so they were pretty good. Use some pure acetone to remove most of the dye except for under your nails and the pad of your thumb. Yeah, that'll do it. Acetone is pretty good as a solvent for sure. Don't put acetone on most of your pens. It'll be very bad for them. But on fingers, probably okay. Probably okay. Here's a couple of vanishing points. This is the, it's a limited edition from a couple years ago, the Guilloche or Guilloche version. And so the clip on this one is kind of right here, and so when I hold it, it's perfect. It actually gives me a little something to pinch onto. But some people, if they hold it over or I don't know, have some other weird orientation, it doesn't work as well. So, but these pens stay wet somehow. I don't really understand how, but they're great. So yeah, I'd say I am all in favor of vanishing points. As I said, I have at least 2 or 3 of them. I have 2 that I see, and I know I've got a couple more around. Let's see. Last week you talked about pocket knives, kind of got you interested, but I went without a clip, and options seem to be limited. You can always take a clip off. That's really easy. They've always got little bitty screws on them, so you can just like remove the clip if you like. Like they'll have these little Torx screws sometimes. It's pretty easy to take them off. So Really, any pen, any pocket knife can have not a clip. There are a lot of what they call like gentleman's folders and those kinds of things, or like more formal knives and stuff will be will not have clips on them. So check those out. Yeah. Saw a Saints video and had Noodler's bulletproof black writing submerged in a dish of water for 72 hours. Hasn't moved and won't rub off the vapor. Yeah, no, that stuff is real serious. Bulletproof black is bulletproof. It won't come off. Pen Twins, you have the same VP. Well, good, Stephanie. I'm glad. That one wasn't super popular, unlike the Twilight and the, what do they call it? Crimson Sunrise or something. The last two like ombre patterns. Those are much fancier, I guess, and people like them. But I really like the Guilloche. I think it's really nice. So good. I'm glad somebody else likes those too, because I am a fan. Perhaps less exposed surface area slows down evap. I mean, it might. It might. Also, it's got like a little door that pops open and closes. So I think it closes off the space pretty well. You won it from Goulet? Very nice. If you don't want a huge knife, look for vintage pen knives. Quite sharp does the trick, but not in the bulk. Yep, that's true. Is there free will? I don't know. I'm what's called a compatibilist, so you'll have to check that out. And the answer is like, yes, but it might not be what you think it is. Noodlers have the bottles so full. Yeah, you gotta be real careful with Noodlers inks. They will, for sure, spill ink on you if you are unwary. Do I have any like small folders like that? I have several small folders of that kind, but none of them in this drawer over here. They must be in the other place. How much texture does it have? It's got a little bit. You can sort of feel it there, but it's very smooth. It's a very polished guilloche, so you won't notice it too much. It has way more than the Carbonesque, which is just a pattern, I think, but it's pretty good. Never open a Noodles bottle unless it's on top of your ink rag. I mean, you can do it, but you gotta be careful. You can't just open the cap. If you turn the bottle and the cap at the same time, I like to hold the bottle and then twist the cap with a different hand just to hold it steady. But yeah, Noodles has way more than just black bulletproof. Yeah, they have a whole bunch of them. Yep. Yeah, Nathan fills them that full on purpose. That's not an accident. He really wants you to get all the money you can, or all the ink you can for your money. So he has them way too full. Yeah, I've heard the Carbonesque is actually subtly textured, but I don't have one handy, and I've actually never been able to feel the texture. So maybe just that my big mitts don't feel the texture, but the Guilloche has much more than the Carbonesque, but not that much. Even when you spilled it, it was really full. Yeah, they'll do that. Yep. And that actually makes it hard to fill a pen out of those bottles, which is kind of annoying. He needs to leave a little bit anyway at the top. But, yep. Yep. It takes a lot of care, and actually it can be impossible because he does sometimes fill them up to the very top, and so you can't even, there's not even enough room to submerge a nib and just place that ink. I've actually had to use a syringe sometimes. Ditto classic pen knives. Yeah. Lots of those. Yeah, and there are lots of them like smaller companies and that sort of thing. Like, I want to say there's a company called like Bear Knives or something out of Alabama that makes really nice, very simple little folders. I keep thinking I should have one around here somewhere. I have no idea what the steel is, but it has stayed sharp for years, and I use it, you know, as a pocket knife for like opening envelopes and cutting little things and all that kind of stuff, and it's been great. First ink disaster, I accidentally bumped the rim with the pen I was trying to fill. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. Habanero looks really nice in your nails. Cool. Yeah, I generally go for more I don't know, more clippy sort of knives than little tiny ones, but yep, you can definitely find some, or just take the clip off of whatever knife you like. They're made to be taken apart, and you can take the clips off of almost every one of them, so that's easy. Holy crap, it's 5:45. Y'all, we gotta wrap this sucker up. Nobody's ever gonna watch the rest of this. Yeah. All right, folks. So final questions, because I am about ready to end the stream. I've got a bunch of exams I probably ought to grade, and I've got most of a beer down, so that'll make the grading easier for me. Maybe harder for the students, but easier for me. So I probably ought to do some of that stuff. So what do you got? Final questions, kids, before we sign off after an hour and 40-something minutes. I have been on for ages. All right, I will have a great weekend, Rick. Thanks. And so anyway, thank you for hanging out. Is the West in a state of decadence? I mean, we're pretty decadent. Depends what you mean. Enjoy the weekend. I will try. I hope you enjoy the weekend as well. It's nice and sunny now. It is going to be like gross the next 2 days, so I'm going to go out and enjoy a little bit of sunshine perhaps. We'll see how it goes. But thank you very much for hanging out with me for this last like damn near 2 hours, and I will see y'all next Friday. Until then, think about what you put out in the world. Make it a better place. Spay and neuter your pets, etc., etc. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.